Welcome, Texans for Vaccine Choice. I'm Jackie Schlegel, your Executive Director.
And I'm Rebecca Hardy, your Director of State Policy. And welcome to another edition of the weekly chat about choice.
Season 2.
We are in season 2.
What? We have season?
I know.
That just actually kind of came up,
I
right?
like it.
Because we kind of took like a break.
We did.
While we were doing primary work.
Oh my word, yes.
Yeah, it was very busy. And so it's been a while since we've been here recording.
So it just felt like a natural, season 2.
Yeah, we showed up this morning and our digital media producer said, we're going to record season 2. We were like, oh, okay. We like that.
We're on board with that.
So do you think that's going to be like new music, new photos?
I love the music, but
I'm kind of interested now.
We'll see. She has creative license.
This is going to be fun. So stay tuned. Well, they're going to be watching it right now. But I will be tuning in to see where she goes with this.
Yes.
Really, really exciting. So, as you know, we have been so busy with primaries.
Yes.
And I'm kind of giggling because I'm thinking about how we had this goal, just get through primaries. We got to get through primaries, and then I'm going to get home.
And we're going to start, get
back
really organized.
Yeah.
Well,
and we were home a couple days, maybe. And we realized that we had these primary runoff races, which it's not like we didn't know that was a possibility.
We knew there was going to be a few.
Yeah, but we kind of put that out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. We'll deal with it later. Let's just get through primaries. But we had some major wins. Can we just very quickly recap?
Yes,
we can. Just a little recap, a little for me. What happened on March 6th? 2018.
Our two biggest wins of our priority races. One is that we defeated the TFEC nemesis Jason Villalba at the ballot box with the big win of Lisa Luby Ryan in HD 114.
I saying that. It gives me kind of chills. It makes me really excited.
Exciting. It really is. And then our defensive race was maintaining Bob Hall as Senator of Senate District 2, and we were able to play a part in his re-election, his victory on March 6th as well.
You know, we hadn't planned on recapping that.
I know.
Going into this, but now that we just did, I'm really excited because that actually makes me now want to work even harder to have those victories because that was an amazing night.
It was.
It was just a great feeling. And you know what? With these primary runoffs, which we're about to dive into, I want to have that same feeling. I want to know when I wake up, we've done
May
22nd that we could possibly do, everything in our power to be successful. So anyways, we got home, we had a couple days and realized we had these primary runoff races. We realized 4 of them were going to be in North Texas. And we said we need to make some adjustments to our team and get our team together. And we really need to focus on this.
Yes.
And that's what we did. And that's what we're doing.
Yes. And we love to get involved in campaigns. And
why, you know what? Tell me this though. Why do we like to get involved in campaigns?
I would love to tell you that. So the reason why we just are obsessed with these campaigns is because getting the right people elected, the people that are already committed to preserving your rights, to protecting informed consent and medical privacy, and ultimately vaccine choice, getting the right people in office is really what's going to safeguard us against mandates.
Absolutely.
If you're sitting in a committee hearing listening to a bill that would strip away your rights being heard, it's too late.
It's too late. And we talk about this a lot because this was a moment for us back in 2015, sitting through our first committee hearing and thinking these people are already talking about our rights and we're way too late to the game. But it's kind of resurfaced right now for us because there's another state where this is happening. And we're going to do a whole nother edition, a whole nother weekly chat about choice just about this. But there's been a lot of buzz on social media and we've gotten a lot of questions and comments and people very upset because in New Jersey right now, they are discussing this bill and they have the wrong people in office. Because what's happening there right now, just briefly in their committee hearings. And
it really looks like it's going to pass easily. And it's a bill that would very much so tighten up the religious exemption and really insert the state in that process.
Tell me a little bit about, though, some of the pictures, and I've heard, like, there were people sleeping, like legislators.
Yeah, that's what's been so disheartening, is seeing the pictures during the committee hearing, and these committee members, these legislators, just asleep during these passionate testimonies from the parents. And if we sleep during these campaigns, that's who we will get.
That's what's going to happen.
Is that we will get legislators that sleep during committee hearings.
Absolutely. And that's why we are so passionate about this. And this is why we will work so hard to have the right people in office.
Yes. And I read all these articles about how we've injected ourselves into these campaigns. Well, you know what?
They injected themselves into our homes.
That's right.
You know, I mean,
we would not exist if they would just leave our rights alone.
Yeah.
So, you know,
in our opinion, we do not have a choice here.
We don't.
Like, you propose legislation to infringe on our rights, our families, as parents, as professionals, and we want to maintain those rights. Therefore, we have no choice to go engage in a political process and make sure that we are electing officials who respect you and respect your rights.
You know what? I saw an article that Sarah Davis shared about, don't politicize vaccinations. Well, you know what? You're the one that politicized them with all of your horrible bills, Representative Davis. So
we don't have time to pull those up today.
Oh my word. We have no choice but to get involved because of legislators like you that that you politicize the vaccine issue. It's not us.
Absolutely. So with that said, we
have a whole other show.
We have 6 races we are involved in. Okay. So before we talk about the races that we are involved in, why we are supporting them, why don't you tell me a little bit about what a runoff is?
Okay. So in the primary, if there's only 2 people on a given party's ballot, so 2 people on, let's say, given the Republican Party, one person will get 50% plus 1. Like at the end of the election night, somebody will be the winner. But if there's more than 2 people on that ballot, 3, 4, we had a couple of races that had 5 and 6 people on the ballot. The chances of somebody flat out winning means 50% plus 1 of the vote. Though the chances of that happening go down the more people are on that primary ballot. And we had 6 races where one single candidate did not end up with with an outright win. And those 6 races will go to a primary runoff. And so what happens in a runoff is that the top 2 vote earners go to the runoff and they compete for the ultimate winner. And whoever wins on that election will appear on the general election ballot in November.
Oh my goodness. Details. You're talking a lot of details. I want to talk about the good stuff. Who are these people?
Okay, so we've got, I'm just going to go north to south. Okay, that's how I kind of organize it. So we've got HD 62, Brent Lawson in Sherman. We have HD 107, Deanna Metzger in Mesquite. We have HD 4, Dr. Stuart Spitzer in Kaufman and Terrell. We have HD 8, Thomas McNutt in the Corsicana Hillsborough area. We have HD 13, Jill Wolfskill in the LaGrange Brenham area. And we have HD 121, Matt Beebe in the San Antonio area.
Can I just say you kind of impressed me with that?
That was
good. When you said the first one with the HD, I'm like, does she know all of that?
I do.
That was good.
Well, I spent last week traveling across the North Texas area, meeting up with them, and I kind of had to rehearse it in my mind because they wanted to talk about their district.
I did it in the South, and I don't remember. I don't remember any.
This is why we work well together.
We do work well together. Okay, so gave kind of a general recap of who we are supporting.
Yes.
Why are we supporting them? I mean, clearly these are people that we have thoroughly vetted.
We have vetted them, and these were our TFEC endorsed candidates in the primary, and that they have gone on to the runoffs, and we want to continue to support them.
And so we really believe, and we know, I mean, we've spent a lot of time with these campaigns, that these are people who are passionate about not just maintaining our rights, but advancing our rights.
That's right.
So what types of things could we see from these candidates if they're elected? Are these going to be champions?
Well, I would hope so. I mean, we don't have a crystal ball to predict, but they have all come out very boldly to say, you know, this is just such a fundamental right. I see what y'all are doing across the state, and I can't wait to get involved with you, because there's really no other. I mean, this is such a fundamental right, the right to choose what you do or do not inject into your body.
Absolutely. So, because this is a unique situation, Texas is a little different, and it's a lot of information.
Yes.
But we do need to talk about key dates that are coming up.
Yes.
So, Miss Detail Person, why don't you go ahead and tell me those key dates?
Okay, so the first key date in this runoff will be April 23rd. That is the last day that you can register to vote. And I'm talking about new voters. So if you already voted in the primary that just took place, then you are already registered for the runoff. But if you did not vote in the primary and you're not registered to vote, you can still vote. We just need you to register, and you have to register by April 23rd. The next round of key dates would be early voting. You know, you saw us out a lot during early voting during the primary. Well, we've got a full week of early voting for...
We get to do it all again.
We do.
Hopefully
can't wait.
Warmer.
Can it just be warmer and not raining?
That's all we care
about.
That
would be great. But we're prepared. We've got canopies.
Yeah, we're good. Regardless, we will be out
there. We're
ready.
So May 14th through the 18th are those early voting days, and so we will need volunteers to do poll greeting again during those times in those 6 districts across the state. And then election day is May 22nd, probably from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And so that's another date that we will need not just volunteers, but we need all of our members in those districts to get out to vote and take your neighbors to vote.
I was going to say, bring like 5 people with you.
Bring your neighbors, your family, and your friends.
Especially because this is the end of the school year and there's graduations and all these events going on. A lot of people might not realize how important it is to go and vote and be active in this election.
Well, and voter turnout for runoffs is notoriously very low. And, you know, I'll just say, even if you don't live in one of these HDs, there's some statewide runoffs that you probably
are very
important.
But it also means we can be very effective.
We can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which makes me really excited.
Yes.
So I hate to throw in this one thing on the date because it gets very complicated and very confusing, but we actually have a race that has another special date. So can you briefly tell me about that?
So Jill Wolfskill in HD 113 in that LaGrange Brenham area, she actually has a special election on May 5th. And this is kind of an odd situation because the incumbent in that office retired. And so Governor Abbott called not just for, obviously there is the primary that will fill that spot come session in January, but we also have to fill that spot for the interim, so for the rest of the year. And that special election on May 5th will determine who holds that seat for the remainder of 2018. So
they have 2 elections down there.
They do have 2 elections.
Which gets a little complicated, but it's the only one of our 6 that has this unique situation.
Yes. Well, it's the only race across the whole state that was like this. And so if you live anywhere near HD 13, we really encourage you to reach out to that team captain, Stephanie Caruso. She has all of that information. We'll find the best way for you to get involved, considering those unique circumstances.
Which kind of brings us to our last point of just overall involvement. Yes. I briefly touched on it, that we have a very unique situation here to be very impactful in our role as a movement to make sure that we are well equipped to win these races, put as many people in Austin as possible fighting for our rights, not only protecting them, but advancing them. This is our opportunity. This is where we do the real work. So when we step foot in their next session, we are set up for success. Yes. So it's a huge opportunity. There's absolutely a role for everybody, whether it's phone banking, block walking, sending mailers. I mean, campaigns need a lot of support.
They do.
We have team captains in each one of these districts who are coordinating the effort. So why don't you tell us a little bit about them, just their role, and how we can connect them?
So yes, we have team captains. These are TFVC members extraordinaire that have really just stepped up to the plate to really coordinate our volunteer efforts. They will be organizing block walks. They will be organizing phone banking. They'll be scheduling poll greeters during early voting on election day. So it's really amazing. I just wanted to touch on what you said. During the primaries, we were so focused on our priority races, and it just, having these runoffs really opens up so many more volunteers to really focus on these other races, because we aren't putting all of our efforts into those 4 races across the state. So
the information will be up on the screen.
Yes.
Of how you can get involved in one of these 6 races.
Yes.
Yeah. You need to reach out to a team captain. And again, there's a role for everybody, whether you're a social media warrior, whether you love to be on the phone, whether you love to block walk, whatever it is, we want you to find your role. Find your place on this team. This is an all-star team.
That's right.
I mean, we are all-star, all-in, right? That's kind of like our theme.
All in on the winning team.
Absolutely. Yeah. TFVC is the winning team.
That's right.
It is a movement that is just getting so much attention, not only in Texas, but all across the United States. We are so excited and blessed, and just the future is so bright, especially if we can win these.
Add more to our ranks of parental rights rock stars in Austin.
So keep watching for the latest updates, and we look forward to hitting the pavement with you block walking.